Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. So before we get started, let's go ahead and review the two different types of fractions for comparing that we reviewed last week. So the first one that we went over is same size parts. So that means that the bottom number is the same. If you're thinking of a pizza and you have 3/4 of a pizza and 2/4 of a pizza, the size of the parts, each individual one, will be the same size because both pieces are cut into 4. So for 3/4, there will be 3 pieces of the pizza, and then 2/4, there will be 2 pieces. So our examples were 3/4 is greater than 2/4, 1/3 is less than 2/3, 4/10 is less than 9/10, and then 2/3 is greater than 1/3. If you notice, once again, our bottom numbers are the same, so the pieces are the same size. But the top number is what we're going to look at to decide which one is bigger. So if we look at 3/4 and 2/4, there are 3 pieces out of 4 compared to 2 pieces out of 4. So 3/4 is more pizza. And then we have same number of parts. So if you have a fraction with the same number of parts, so the same numerator, the fraction with bigger parts, the smaller denominator is bigger. So for example, 5, 6, and 5/12. There are 5 pieces of both, but they're not the same size. So 6 would mean that you would have to cut the pizza less times than cutting it 12 different times. So the pieces would naturally be bigger. So we have 1/2 is greater than 1/3. 2/4 is greater than 2/6, 5/6 is greater than 5/12, and then 4/6 is greater than 4/8. And if we look at 1/2 compared to 1/3, this number, the 2, is smaller than 3, and that means that we will have to cut the pizza less to have that amount of pieces. So 1/2, this red piece, is way bigger than 1/3. And if you notice, for each one, whichever one was greater, the bottom number was smaller than the other number. So 2 was less than 3, 4 is less than 6, 6 is less than 12, and then 6 is less than 8. So what do you notice and what do you wonder about this picture? Go ahead and pause the video and write down one what do you notice and what do you wonder statement on a piece of paper. So today you will represent equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions have the same value even though they may look different. There are fractions that name the same amount or part. So equivalent fractions. Go ahead and take out your math notebook, and I want you to copy this anchor chart into your notebook and look at the models. What do you notice about the models? So if you were present, here's a link to the fraction bars if you would like, and I'll attach this to our Google Classroom. But I just gave you a picture of one fraction bar that equals the whole, and then a fraction bar that is half. So go ahead and draw this image in your notebook and try to draw to the best of your ability. So which other fractions can you find that are equivalent to 1/2? Okay, so the fractions that I thought about were 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10, and 6/12. And this can keep on going all the way to millions and billions and trillions and zillions, as far as you can go. And what do you notice about these numbers? 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10, and 6/12. Go ahead and pause the video and try to notice something. All right, now that you've noticed, keep that in mind. Remember that for later on. So we have another fraction bar, and there's 1 and then 1/3. Go ahead and draw this in your notebook and try to list some other fractions that would equal 1/3. Okay, so the fractions that I thought about were 2/6, 3/9, and 4/12. What do you notice about this set? How are they different from the other ones that equal 1/2? Which one is bigger? So what do you notice about these numbers? 1/3, 2/6, 3/9, 4/12, 5/15, 6/18. Go ahead and pause the video and think. So what I notice is that our denominator, the number that's in the numerator, is divided by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that would be 2 out of 6. And then we have 9. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So that will be 1/3. 3 out of 9. So how about 12? 12 divided by 3 will be 4. So 4/12. And that's 1/3 of 12. And then 15 out of 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And then 18 divided by 3 is 6. So that's a simple way of figuring out if a fraction is equal to 1/3 by dividing the denominator. And if it's an even number, then it's a fraction of 1/3. So equivalent fraction models. This model represents 4/8. Which model represents a fraction that is equivalent to 4/8? So is it this green piece, the half, or 5/6? So my answer and your answer should have been the one that's cut in half, because if you're looking at the box, half of it's colored and half of it is not. So that is 4/8. But even though we do not have any fractions that are cut into 8 pieces, we can look for another fraction that covers half, and that is our 1/2 right here. And if you remember in the beginning, we talked about that 4/8 is equal to 1/2. So go ahead and draw this fraction bar example again. This time you have 1/4. What fractions can you think about that are equivalent to 1/4? So we have 2/8, 3/12, 4/16, and 5/20. What do you notice about these numbers? So I'm not going to tell you, but remember our rule from 1/3. Think about that and decide how we got these numbers. Okay, so now it's time to do your exit ticket. So go ahead and try your best, and let's see what you can do. Bye.